Hi, Monica. This paper has made so much. It's made two kinds of progress that impress me. One is it's much stronger than the previous paper, but also it's made so much progress in itself since our conference about it. I'm so glad that you found the core of it because you make the core so clear, right? It was really good to listen to. I knew when I heard it that you'd really remade it from the ground up. It was a pleasure, and it was a pleasure to read it also. I was really laughing aloud sometimes, and not just at not just at McKeith, but at your really fantastic word choice. So at times, it was just so powerful. So I've put check marks beside the most effective moments in the paper, and wavy lines under the ones that may need some repair. And I was thinking all the way through about which one thing I'd ask you to work on for the final paper. And I was confused between two, only because both of them are almost there and not quite there. So I'm going to start with the one that I'm not making the official one, even though I'd like you to think about it. That's about taking your idea and seeing its subtlety and doing justice to its subtlety. In this case, you are saying one thing while arguing another. That's a very unclear way of putting this, but let me try to make it clearer. You say from beginning to end that McKeith makes a dual impression. The word duality keeps on coming up. And I completely agree. I think there is a way in which he's both hero and comic stooge, all right? But what you insist on in your demonstrations is that he's getting more and more purely hilarious and never at all heroic. And so that he's merely ridiculous. In your detailed account, there's no duality at all. In your overall description, there is duality. And one place that makes trouble is that at the very beginning of the second paragraph, where you say, we start by thinking that he's a great hero. But you don't give us any reason to think that. And I'm not sure actually there is something that early. But you don't counterweight the ridicule with the sense of heroics that duality would suggest. Now, I know that it might seem that to do justice to the doubleness would take a longer paper. I really do see that. And if that was the thing that prevented you, we should talk about it. But because your ideas now are so good and really fundamentally so clear, it's time to see that most really good ideas really are double, and you have to find tricks for doing justice to that. But as I say, that's not my official request for the last paper. My official request is it comes up in the introduction a few times, is to read out loud a little more carefully for linkage. Again, it's almost there, but your sentences could do a better job of connecting their parts so that the ear and the eye can grasp the connections clearly. I'll just read aloud the opening sentences, and then I've marked it elsewhere, and you'll be able to see it, or we can talk about it at conference. First sentence. We tend to think that McKeith is the hero of the Beggar's Opera as he brags about his escapes, his conquests, and everybody likes him, especially women. You can hear that his escapes, his conquests, and suggest that the next thing is going to be something he brags about too. But you switch construction completely into a clause, everybody likes him. You want to break that up. He brags endlessly about his escapes and conquests, and indeed, everyone does seem to like him, especially women. And he seems to tell the truth. Some kind of link like that. Next one. Gay designs the plot in a way that other characters initiate every important event. Can you hear the slight muddle in that? Designs in a way that it mingles two ways of saying roughly the same thing. I think you mean Gay sets up the plot so that other characters initiate every single important event that happens to him. Something like that. So that is better. Again, listen to this. His arrests, escapes, among other inconveniences that Gay puts him through. Again, you set up the cue for a sequence of three things that are alike, but only two of them belong together. The first two, his arrests and escapes, among other inconveniences. That's the and. You need the and to sort out. So tiny, tiny tweaks of linkage that will make the hearing and the reading clearer. Prevent that kind of stumble. You need to do a little more work with the words to prevent that kind of stumble. Phrases like "among other inconveniences that Gabe puts him through" is an example of the fantastic, humorous, wry, ironic tone that you use throughout. It really does work perfectly. We talked in your very first conference, I think, about how you like to lunge for the very big word, but here that lunging is under perfect control. At the bottom of the page, the word "unceremonious" is fantastic. It's just high enough, but it absolutely accurately describes his moment of escape. So you can hear, I'm enjoying it again. Brava. I look forward to talking with you about it tomorrow.